Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Live from Berner Middle School, it's time for Nassau County playoff football on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Tonight's edition of Friday Night Lights features powerhouse Massapequa coming off of 2 straight Nassau County championships, an undefeated 8-0 season, and they seek a three-peat this year. They'll face off against the 8-seeded Hempstead Tigers on their home field here at Berner Middle School in Massapequa. A beautiful Friday evening here in November. We thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network for playoff football. With you this evening, I'm Kevin Bunk, my partner Kevin Dolan. Kev, the elephant in the room here for a Massapequa playoff game is the success they've had in recent years and throughout their program's entire history. How can that play a positive and negative in tonight's first-round matchup?
Well, again, it's all about attitude, Kevin. It's all about attitude and how you approach this. You know, you talk about legacy programs. The Hempstead Tigers are a legacy program. When I was in high school in the 80s, with Buddy Krumenacker and Rick Voigt, teams could not touch Hempstead High School. And now with Coach Matt Ali there, in his 4th year, here they are appearing in the playoffs. You're starting to see the rebuild. And, you know, and the important thing for Massapequa is, and their kids, don't look past what you're doing right now. Not even tonight, but what are we doing on the next play?
What's the messaging from Coach Shippos to his team before this game to make sure they're dialed in and they continue building that legacy?
Oh, it's all about tonight. It's all about tonight. It's all about our first snap. It's all about our first defensive play. You're only as good as your last play. Stay focused. Respect these guys, because if you don't, the big playability of the Hempstead Tigers, that can hurt them.
We can take a quick look at the bracket here before we get into tonight's game. Look through this Nassau County postseason bracket. For Massapequa, they earned the right to have that top seed. And there's a lot of action around this entire thing, a lot of stuff to talk about. What do you see here?
Well, what I see is by Massapequa. Massapequa and Farmingdale were fighting for that top seed because, in my opinion, nobody wants to play Oceanside in the semifinal. Those guys that offense of theirs is so high-powered. I saw them twice this year, absolutely impressed. So Massapequa is really in good shape, I think, right now, where I actually think Farmingdale's going to have the tougher slog.
And we take a look at tonight's game. The impact players on each side. First, for the Hempstead Tigers, a pair of playmakers, Jonathan Davis Jr. at wide receiver and at linebacker, LaMarcus Parson. What do these two guys bring to the Tigers?
Well, you know, Jonathan Davis is just a huge playmaker. I mean, 16 receptions it may not be the biggest numbers you're going to see, but he has turned some plays into huge touchdowns. And, of course, LaMarcus Parsons. I was down there on the field today, and he looks primed to play this game. Very excited, very strong football player.
And on the other side, Massapequa, of course, has plenty to counter those two. Cole Villalta, Nolan Wiezerek are the impact players tonight for Coach Shippos. What do these two guys bring to the two-time defending champs?
Oh, you smell fire, you pull the plug, and here comes Cole Villalta. I mean, he has been around and answered the bell for them in their most trying times when they've been trapped in a corner. There's been Cole Villalta. Huge player, has made some huge plays for them. Nolan Wiezerek, he's a beast out there, an absolute beast. Strong, he runs, he's got a nose for the football. And walking around on that sideline today, This kid that's a beast, great teammate. Everybody flocks to him.
Knowing you, a former coach, you'll be on Matt Ali and Kevin Shippos all night discussing what they do well. Their 3 keys to the game tonight when it comes to trying to win this first-round matchup are as follows. What do you see from these?
For Hempstead, be smart with the football, and of course that means, make every play count. Tackling well is always critical in every game. And playmakers make plays. Get the ball to the good guys. Make sure they have maximum touches, all right, to get in there. For Massapequa, the toughest thing to do in football is tackling in space. And they need to make sure that they're strong at that. Don't take for granted that they've controlled the line of scrimmage all season. You got to do it tonight. And they got to stop Hempstead on what is their biggest weapon, explosive plays that control the emotion.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back on the other side, it's Massapequa and Hempstead, first round of the Nassau County playoffs. National Anthem is up now, and football is up next right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Back live, almost game time here. You see both head coaches, Kevin Shippos, Matt Ali. It's 2 very different stories with these coaches so far, both now with a common goal. But we highlighted it a little bit. Matt Ali trying to rebuild this program. Kevin Shippos trying to continue this legacy success that he has. What do both guys have to do tonight to get a win?
Well, you know what? Again, Kevin's got a different job than Matt. Kevin's got to keep his kids focused. And what he's got to be focused on is what they're doing at this moment. It sounds so cliche, Kevin, but you know what? When you're dealing with teenagers, well, they say teenagers, they sure are a Dickens. And they get distracted. They're thinking about what they're going to wear to Hofstra next week. They got to stay focused on what's happening right now. In terms of Matt, I think Matt should soak it all in. Soak it all in, this stuff with his kids. No matter what happens tonight, it's a great year for Hempstead. Sell that to your boys, play well, and you know what? They win this game. That would be an incredible achievement for these kids.
When I spoke with Matt on the phone this week, we discussed that the narrative around these games against Massapequa, whether you're Hempstead, whether you're Farmingdale, no matter who you are, the narrative is people don't win here at Massapequa in the playoffs, and it's very hard to do so. And he just embraced it. He says, we got an opportunity to do something special then, and that's what we have to look at, and that's what he's trying to preach to his team today and get that message across.
Hey, I've been coaching too long to fall for the what's supposed to happen mantra. I've been hearing that for a long time, and what's supposed to happen very often doesn't happen. You know, this is why you play the game, and part of it is because of that strange-shaped ball we got out there. It bounces really odd.
Especially this time of the year in November. Massapequa has all the familiarity, though, with how they have to play to win here this time of the year. 5 Long Island championships, 10 Nassau County championships. Of course, once again, they're coming off of back-to-back Nassau titles. They're 6-time Rutgers Cup champions. And now this group has the opportunity to try and etch their names into that legacy right here in this great community.
And that's a great thing. And that's something I've been trying to sell teams, whether I was at Chaminade or New Hyde Park or Limbrook, is it's a history book. But this is your page. write your page, and put the ending on it that you want.
Moments away here from kickoff, both teams taking the field. First, it'll be the Hempstead Tigers getting the ball, as kicking it off will be Massapequa. Massapequa's done a great job in all three phases, of course. This year it's gotten them to 8-0. And to start this game, it'll be Chris Bichetta, the Massapequa kicker, who's for sure a standout. They trust him from range on field goals. Does a great job on the opening kickoff. Back to return for Hempstead. It'll be LaMarcus Parson and Jonathan Davis Jr., their two biggest playmakers.
Going to be interesting to see what Massapequa decides to do on this kickoff. Do they kick it down to these two athletes? And that's exactly what they're going to do.
And it'll be a touchback. Didn't even hit the end zone, right through the back, and that's how this one starts for the Chiefs. Their defense will take the field to start their quest for the three-peat. The Hempstead offense will take the field here, led by sophomore quarterback Seth Montgomery. And when it comes to Seth, Matt Ali has all the confidence in the world in the sophomore. What have you seen from him this season?
Well, you know what? He's managed the game, and that's very important for a kid that young. He understands football, and he's managing the game. At times, he's risen above that, throwing some big touchdown passes. As I said to you before, Kevin, this is exciting for the Hempstead Tigers. This is step one of the journey. Well, you know what? Maybe it's step 5 of the journey, and they've made it to the playoffs.
When you look at that backfield right now, it's Montgomery with the running back Parson. He'll hand it off to him. Parson takes it right side. He's taken down. Ball's out. Massapequa's on it and returning it to the end zone for the touchdown. It's Anthony Danello getting the Chiefs on the board.
Wow, Kev, you know what? If you watch here, they've got everything going on. This is a nice little play. They got a soft corner, and a ball comes loose. Big punch right there. Huge punch right there by number 20, Joe Brooks. And a scoop and score.
Right away, the Chiefs get 6 before their offense has to take the field. The kicking team will come out for the extra point. Just 10 seconds into this game, the defense has a touchdown.
It's all about emotions, Kev. Everything in this game is about emotions. It's a tough way for the Tigers to open this one up, obviously. But you know what? It's one play. You got to regroup and get yourself back out there.
Out there for the extra point is Bichetta. Get a whistle before the snap. Kick was good, but 2 flags.
Flag on the field.
Flag is on Hempstead pre-snap, so they'll do it again.
Looks like they had too many guys on the field. And you know what? Again, a lot of nerves out here, Kevin, a lot of emotion. The kids are extremely excited. Things didn't start out the way they did, so everybody wants to get involved and help out with the next play. You just got to do it with 11 and not 13.
What's the message now to Matt Ali to settle down that offensive group before they take the field again?
Hey, boys, we're not writing a Western here. Calm down. Calm down. Pull yourself together, and let's get back in this football game.
Bichetta will try the extra point here. He puts that one through. 7-0 is the score. 10 seconds into this one. A great start for the Chiefs.
And here it is. Oh, look at that. He's got good ball position, but that punch is just perfect by Brooks. And leads into the scoop and score.
And it's a huge touchdown for Anthony Danello defensively to start this game. Great job by Joe Brooks, who you'll see on both sides of the ball is a real impact player for Massapequa. He has been all season. So Coach Shippos, I think, can stop worrying if he was about a slow start after the 8-0 regular season.
I don't think anything is going to stop Coach Shippos from worrying. From what I heard from some of my nefarious sources over here in Massapequa, There were threats to throw them off the field 3 or 4 times this week. Let's end the season and collect the gear. And you know what? I'm teasing Kevin Shippos, but that's his job. That's his job is to remind these boys that this is the new season, playoffs.
Bichetta sends this one out of the back of the end zone again. So it'll be the same start for Hempstead on this drive, but this time they trail by 7 instead of the tie game that they got the ball with last time.
Medical staff tonight, led by Dr. Mathis, Dr. Bill Swartz from TSI, and Mr. Matt Shorter, the Massapequa High School trainer.
Take a look at the starting offense for Hempstead, led by quarterback Seth Montgomery, the wide receiver group, Jonathan Davis, Amari Collins, and Aden Sardi. And then at running back, it's LaMarcus Parson, and the tight end, Jaden Polite. Along the offensive line, you'll see Levon McKithen, Zaire Dawkins, Mohamed Sesse, Calvin Dunbar, and Julian Chase from left to right. So they try to bounce back here after the one-play fumble for a touchdown. This pass high to the left side, but caught at the far sideline. It'll get him about half the way to the sticks. The reception was Amari Collins.
You know, Kevin, as we've always done, we're here with Varsity Media, and we're not rooting for anybody. But you know what? I think tonight I love giving some shout-outs to the Hempstead Tigers. I've been involved in rebuilds. It's not easy. And what's not easy about it is that it requires everybody. All of these boys on the roster, all the sacrifices they make, obviously the coaches and the commitment from your school district. And I really applaud them being here.
2nd down and 5. It's once again Montgomery in the shotgun with Parson in the backfield. They'll try and run the sweep, but flag is going to go against Hempstead. So a 5-yard penalty sets him right back.
And that's the stuff that Coach Ali is going to be turning to his kids and saying, you know what, making a mistake or an error in execution, we can live with that. That we can't. That's the stuff that can't happen when you hurt yourself.
So now you move it back 10 yards to go after the 5-yard gain on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Montgomery and Parson right back in that backfield. And you speak about the rebuild and the prosperous future. Parson and Montgomery, a sophomore and a junior. Here's the handoff to the junior back. Nowhere to go. He's swallowed up by a host of Chiefs and taken down. It'll be no gain. And the starting defense for the Chiefs already off to a real hot start. Aiden Alonzo, Jack Mulligan, Tristan Tarasi, and Alex Van Skyler up front. The linebacking core, Anthony Danello, Nolan Wieserick, and Giovanni Tarasi. And in that secondary, it's Mike Ippolito, Joe Brooks, Cole Villalta, and Dylan Milio. $7-0 game. It's 3rd and 12 for Hempstead. Montgomery gets the snap, looks to run. He's pressured and taken down after a gain of about 2 yards. The tackler, Ryan Chabis.
I get what Hempstead's doing here. They're trying to spread these guys out, but I think, Kevin, going forward, that the Tigers may need to put an extra blocker in there. Just give this young man a little bit more time to throw that ball. Massapequa's rush is relentless.
And you can see early on a bit of a size difference with the Chiefs and Hempstead, a young Tigers team here versus a back-to-back championship squad with a lot of older players on it who have gone through the youth programs, and a little bit of a size difference up front early. The extra blocker certainly wouldn't hurt. This punt gets blocked, and it's knocked down and played at the 31, so it'll be excellent starting field position. Massapequa in all 2 phases of defense and special teams so far, absolutely dominating. We'll get a look at their offense in a moment.
Beautiful snap by Prince, but you know what? Our punter right here, he just holds on to that ball a little bit too long. Nelson needs to get that thing down and on his foot, get some distance out of that just a bit quicker.
Giovanni Tarasi on the block. Luke Gargiulo is the junior quarterback for Massapequa. Had an awesome year this year, controlling this offense, leading them to 8-0 in his first year as the starter. What do you see from Luke?
Oh, Luke is the man. You know, I didn't know a lot about him going into this season, but he's everything you love in a quarterback. And I think the major part of Luke is the confidence that not only he has in himself, but the confidence that he gives to everybody else around him.
They run the option play to start it. It'll go for no gain. Sardi with the tackle. Actually be a loss of 3 from the first play from scrimmage for the Chiefs. The offense for him, Gargiulo is trying to get the ball to his running backs and receivers, Petalino, Burns, Villalta, and Farley at tight end, Anthony Danello. And along that offensive line, a great group, Jack Mulligan, Nolan Wiezerick, Alex Van Skyler, Tristan Tarasi, and Aiden Alonzo in at right tackle. Handoff up the middle and a burst of speed, heading for the goal line and scoring for the Chiefs. Andrew Petalino. The second offensive play of the game for the Chiefs. They find the end zone.
Oh, yeah, look at this block by Tarasi and Danello and Alonso. Everybody fans the Tigers outside and just opens a huge lane. And, man, I could have ran that one in the end zone. Well, maybe not. What a run by Andrew Petalino.
13-0 now the score. And that one's up and through. 14-0 now. A perfect start for the Chiefs.
Well, Kevin, we're not far into this game, and things are starting to pull away on the Tigers. You know, you've asked me a couple of times, you know, what, in my experience, might Coach Ali be saying to the kids? And I've been in this spot before. And what you're saying to the kids is, stop looking at the scoreboard, stop thinking about the last play, and now we need to think about the next play that we're running. Let's play good football, all right, and we'll find out what happens at the end.
I know it's a cliche, but it's so important for that one play at a time mindset. Just win your individual matchup, win your one play, forget about everything that just happened. You certainly can't think about the tough regular season loss to Massapequa either. That has to all be washed.
Yeah.
Just focus on that next play.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, I mean, it becomes a cliche festival sometimes when we get scores like this, especially early in the game. But you know what? You could control what you control. How you play, your stance, your execution, and, you know, and that you're ready for the next one.
I'm not going to sit here and suggest that this game's over by any means, 14-0, 8:08 to play. But even for Hempstead, when you're playing the champs and a team that's gotten the best of you, even if you do end up losing, but you can put something good together in the rest of this game, that goes a long way for all those returners next year while Matt Ali's trying to build up this program to what it used to be.
Absolutely. You start to develop that Alamo attitude. We were surrounded. We were beaten up. They had us our backs to the wall. And look what we did towards the end.
The Hempstead offense will come back out. For Massapequa's defense, they haven't allowed a first down. They've scored a touchdown. They turned a 3-and-out into a blocked punt. It's just been a frustrating start for this Tigers team who really needed to have a strong first quarter here if they wanted to go toe-to-toe with the champs. Still plenty of time to try and build that, but so far not the start they wanted.
You know, I go back to that last series, though. Seth opened up with a 6-yard hitch, took his time, stepped through the ball, beautiful pass, catch, and secure. Get back to that mentality. It's right there.
Montgomery, the right side, and a great tackle, bringing down Christian Sams.
Nice little play, little bit of it's really a speed option in a sense. Nice little play. They're probing. They're trying to get some things done. But once again, that Massapequa defensive discipline is outstanding. Not only do you have a guy on the ball, you just saw, folks, you saw an overlap player. You saw Dylan Millio come down at corner and secure the edge. They know how to play this game, these Massapequa Mustangs. You know, they've been doing it since they were little kids.
it was a tackle by Ryan Chabas, who's already making a big impact in this game. Montgomery, play fake, rolls right. Chabas chasing him, forces the throwaway. That'll bring up third down.
Smart play by Montgomery. You know, he can't really see. He's getting like late pressure off the play action. He can't really see what's downfield. You see here, runs the play fake. Now his eyes are up. He's getting big pressure from old number 44, Ryan Chabas. Gets rid of the ball.
7:27 to play here in the first quarter. 3rd and 11 for Hempstead. They haven't been able to pick up a first down in their first 2 drives. This is only their 6th play from scrimmage. Again in the shotgun, it's Montgomery with Parson to his left. They'll take the option. Montgomery to the left side with some space. Makes a great move. Montgomery out to the far sideline. He's tracking across the 50 and taken down from behind at the 42. And what a momentum swing play by the sophomore quarterback.
And these are the big plays that change a lot of things. You know, look at this. Great block on the edge. Missed an open field tackle. We talked about that earlier with plays, keys to the game. Cole Villalta gets back up the floor and makes a play. But what does that game? It doesn't change the scoreboard. But what does it change? It changes energy. It changes what these kids believe they can do. We can play this game.
With the bare minimum on this possession, you should be able to at least flip the field.
Yep.
And that goes a long way for Hempstead, who had to just play 2 defensive plays inside the 35-yard line on their first set of downs, gave up the touchdown on the offensive side of the ball here. Of course, the defensive score for Massapequa. So crossing midfield early in this game, big one. They hand off to Parson. He's got nowhere to go. Another great tackle made by Ryan Chabas. Chabas, the junior, has had a great year along that defensive front.
Going to be very, very difficult for them to push Tristan Tarasi out of there. He is a stone wall. They had him double teamed. He does a great job of bouncing that play out to the edge.
One thing that had become prevalent when speaking to Coach Shippos earlier in the year, he said we didn't have the size on the line that we normally are privileged to have, but we have athletes this year that we normally don't have either, and he thought it would be a problem earlier in the year not having that size, but you can see the athleticism of this line as they draw a holding penalty on a 3-yard gain. The athleticism here from Massapequa up front is eye-popping.
Yeah, you know what? Some people will say, you know, we don't have the size we want, blah, 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 blah. They're big enough. I mean, these are big kids out here. These guys are not small. And, you know, you take 5, 10, 15 pounds off of a lineman, but add this kind of athleticism to it, I'll take the athleticism every single time.
There's a holding penalty on Hempstead, so it'll back them up 10 yards.
Tell you what,
2nd and 20.
I was watching that call. That was a very good job by some highly experienced Massapequa kids. Not much of a hold on that play. But you know what? That's how you play the game. It's about gamesmanship. It's about being experienced. Very, very nice job right there, Jack Mulligan.
So after the penalty, they'll be back in their own territory at the 48-yard line. Hempstead looking to get back to where they were, try and convert another first down. They had the long 40-yard rush for their first down of the game. You wonder if they try to pull that option out again with Montgomery. They'll run the sweep. It's to Davis, and he is swallowed up at the 46-yard line. Nowhere to go.
The difficult thing that's happening for the Tigers right now, Kevin, is, and I can see it, is they're starting this early in the game, they're starting to run out of pages in the playbook. We're seeing them, they're really hitting Massapequa with some of their best stuff, the stuff that they know they run well, and they're not getting the yards that they hope to get. That means next you got to start running stuff you're not as comfortable with, and that's fraught with danger as well.
3rd and 21, under 4:20 to play in this first quarter. Hempstead trails by 2 scores. They're going to run the sweep the other way. A little trickery. They go to the reverse, but Massapequa was all over it in the backfield. It'll be a huge loss of about 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Nice idea by the Tigers. You run in a reverse. You're trying to get these guys bouncing around, but once again, you see this Massapequa defense specifically. There's Jack Mulligan again. He knows he's trained to stay home. He sits down on it. He didn't know it was reverse. The reverse came to him. Excellent play by Jack.
And now they go from the original line of scrimmage of the 42, and they'll punt from behind their own 30.
Once again, great snap by Prince, and that's the way to get the ball off.
This will take a roll over to the 42-yard line where that original line of scrimmage was. So a great job by the Massapequa defense to keep good field position, and the offense has a chance to make this a 3-score game in the first quarter.
And you know what? In order to give the Tigers a little breathing room, great job of them cutting into that clock a little bit. Keep control of the ball. Take command of that clock a little bit more.
One thing worth noting is Hempstead's had the offensive struggle early, but if you're in person here, you can see the wind is really blowing against them offensively. And for Massapequa, they've been the benefactors of that in this first quarter. Obviously, a lot of other things at play, but certainly not giving much of an advantage to what Hempstead's trying to do.
No, and you know what, Kev, to your point, it's and I'm sure these boys aren't feeling it, it is cold out there.
Glad we have the luxury of the booth. Here's Gargiulo off and running inside the 30, 10-5, touchdown. His favorite player is Josh Allen, and he does his best impression there to make it 20-0.
What a play. And then once again, Teresi, Alonso, and Danella, what a great job of blocking for this young man. And you see what Luke does. He attacks that hole under control, and once he feels that seam, bang, he drops it down into 5th gear, and he is gone.
Andrew Pedalino got out, made a great block at the 3rd level. He also had Cole Villalta making big blocks. You know it as well as anybody, the importance of skill position players to be willing blockers. And on that play, it sets up the touchdown.
Yeah, real testament to the unselfishness of Massapequa. And you know what? You don't end up 8-0 with selfish players. They're playing for each other, these boys.
And we'll take a quick step out. 21-0 to score. The Chiefs are riding hot in this first quarter. When we come back, the Tigers look to respond on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 21-0 is the score here from Berner Middle School. Massapequa on top in their usual November fashion, starting hot. And for Hempstead, we've already started talking about this a little too much, but on this drive, what do they have to do to just try and continue building on what they've done so far, even though they're struggling? What do they have to do to try and get to that next level?
Well, I think, if you're talking about this from a coaching standpoint, one, you got to keep searching around for something that works. You got to keep searching around for something that you can keep gaining some yards. The other part is you want to control the clock, Kev. You want to get the heck out of here. You want to keep that clock moving and keep it moving while you're on offense.
That kick goes off the crossbar. Unbelievable leg paired with some good wind here. And it's 3 touchbacks on 3 tries. Or 4 touchbacks on 4 tries, for Chris Bichetta. Once again, Hempstead will start it at the 20-yard line. They were able to get 1 first down on their first 3 drives. It was on the long run for Montgomery on the option play, but other than that, it's been all Massapequa's defense.
Yeah, I tell you what, Massapequa, it's not really about right now who they're playing. It's about the way they're playing. They really are playing great, disciplined, structured defense. This defense has been a real force tonight.
Hand off to Parson, just trying to squeak through that line of scrimmage. He does for about a yard and a half. Tarasi on the tackle.
I think Lamarcus is, and I think Coach Ali may speak to him about this, he's trying to do too much. Hit that hole. You know, he wants to cut it back. He wants to reverse the field, you know, because he's trying to do something great for his team. Hit the hole. Some of these holes will open a lot later than he actually perceives it. And just run the play that's called.
Under 2.5 to play here. Hempstead looking to try and get something going offensively against the stout Chiefs defense. Play action to Parson. Montgomery looked right, now runs it up the middle. He's got some room, makes a few men miss, and gets hit hard at the 35-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Beautiful play call by Coach Ali. Look at that. Did a great job of not rushing the draw. Sat there, got Massapequa to drop back in their pass drops. And I'll tell you what, Seth took a big collision right there. Great job. He's one tough kid.
It was Anthony Danello on the tackle, and there was a big collision there. Certainly a tough play for Danello to try and line that up when you have the quarterback going down right in front of you. It goes down so quick, and Montgomery got back up, though, thankfully, and walks right back out, and he's ready to take this next step. He's in the shotgun with Parson to his right. Montgomery fakes the give, takes the option, and he is wrapped up and brought right down. A great tackle made by Joe Brooks.
Beautiful play by Joe right here. I love the play call, though. You know, they're running some nice read RPO type stuff here at Hempstead. That's next level football. And I do love that they're getting some film on this and asking their kids to make those kind of plays.
And again, if you're Matt Ali, you understand you're probably here for the next 3 years. I'm sure he plans on it when you talk to him. And so is your quarterback. So if you want to get this stuff in, what better time to do it than his sophomore year, who's got 2 full years left. His sophomore quarterback can work on this stuff now.
You know what, the next part of this, and I'm sure Matt is trying to get it out of his kids, Ryan Chabas took care of the run. You got Brooks came down to take care of the quarterback. Now they got to learn how to throw the ball out of that.
2nd and 13, throw left side. It is a great attempt over the middle, but broken up.
Good play action fake, way to step into the ball. He's not worried about getting hit. And you know what? Who was that? I think that was Aiden Sardoy, okay? And you know what? He's Aiden saying to himself, I got to catch that one next time.
Tough play. 17.3 to go as the officials will shout up quick to the booth to see about the time on the clock, I think. They'll add 10 seconds to the clock, make it 27 to go in this first quarter. In a 21-0 game, it's 3rd and 13. Drop back Montgomery. Looks left, finds Parson, makes the catch, but he's immediately taken down. And immediately Coach Shippos fires a timeout, and wisely, you want to get this punt against the wind before the end of the quarter. Van Skyler made the great tackle on the screen. Take a quick break on this timeout. 21-0 is the score. When we come back, the first quarter will come to a close here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Back live, the Chiefs with a 21-0 lead here at home at Burner Middle School. Hempstead will punt it away on 4th down, 4th and 20 coming up after the timeout from Coach Shippos.
I'll tell you, we are spot on with the time up here. I'm up here with the great Len Yancharis. Been officiating high school sports for over 40 years, dedicating his time and his professionalism to kids in the sport. And you know what? I'm throwing a shout out to all the adults out there. Consider becoming an official. Go online, check out some of the websites here with BOCES and the official associations. We need more guys out there. Len, thank you very much for all you've done.
With 16 seconds left, they'll punt it away. Nearly blocked again, but a good job getting it off. And now the return is taken to the 36-yard line by Cole Villalta.
Boy, you know, Kevin, and I don't know why I'm exasperated, but I'm thinking about what is Massapequa thinking about right now? What is Kevin Shippos thinking here? One of the things he's getting to is, when do I get backups in this game? You know, you don't want your starters. Let's say we scored now this next touchdown. You don't want your starters taking needless hits and collisions. They've got a lot of football coming forward. But at the same time, they've got to play to keep them sharp, to keep them focused on this season. Sitting on the sideline for 3 quarters may not be what Coach Shippos thinks is the best way to go. This is not an easy decision when you're a team manager.
Likely our final play of the first quarter. Massapequa gets the ball at the 36-yard line, 9.7 seconds to go in the opening frame. Gargiulo fakes it, looks left, he's got open men, fires downfield, it's caught, and another Massapequa touchdown. Dylan Milio on the reception, a 36-yard touchdown catch.
Dylan Milio, son of the Cary Hall of Famer Mike Milio, famous for his football exploits as well as lacrosse. Wide open down the sideline. Look at that. All 6'4" of that young man. Great job. Congratulations, Dylan.
For the 4th time this quarter, a Massapequa touchdown and a Chris Bichetta extra point attempt. Joe Brooks, the holder. Anthony Danello, the snapper. Bichetta puts it up and through. 28-0. The score for Massapequa. You mentioned Coach Shippos having some tough decisions here when it comes to when do you play the backups, when do you get some of your starters out. And even on the different perspective than you offered, you also have some seniors on this bench who want some action before they graduate, who have been here a while, and you want to make sure those guys get in at some point this postseason, and this might be the time for those guys because you never know what's going to come up in the next rounds.
Absolutely. And you know what? That was the hardest. For me, that was one of the hardest parts at times of being a head coach. You want to give the kids the respect they deserve. You want to give them a chance to get out there and play. And that is definitely on the mind. On Coach Shippos' mind. Some of these boys have been waiting for their turn for a long time. And to be able to get them out there tonight and play in front of their parents and their friends, nothing makes you feel better as a head coach.
One of the guys here on our Varsity Media Network, Rob Anderson, he's a head soccer coach at Malvern East Rockaway, and he said to me earlier in the year while I was broadcasting one of their games, he said, I've coached bad teams and I've coached great teams. This year he had a great team, and he said it's even harder being the coach of a great team because I have so many guys that I can't play that deserve to play and that are upset about that. And everybody here wants to win, and everybody has the same goal. But as a coach, you have to try and remember we're dealing with young men here who have put in the time and the hours, and everybody's equally deserving to play. So a really difficult spot, no matter what level you're coaching and where your team is. But for these winning coaches, it's not so easy.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're at places like Massapequa and you're at places like Malvern, you have very understanding athletic directors and administrators. They'll let you do that and approach. Unfortunately, we got some coaches out there that play for some folks that want to see winning, and sometimes it's hard to go to sleep at night as a head coach. But I'll tell you, Kevin Shippos, Matt Ali, these are real educators supported by great schools and great communities, and it's showing tonight, Kevin.
I've been lucky to recently befriend some Massapequa alumni who played on this football team, and I asked them about Coach Shippos, and they give me that great answer about, gosh, he's tough, and he wasn't always fun to play for, but he was a good coach, and he was a good teacher for us, and it's an overall overwhelming positive. But there were tough days for sure for those guys, but it makes you better in the end.
Oh, I met him when he was in 10th grade at some football camps back in the early 90s. He scared me then.
Montgomery on the drop back. They're going to try and stretch the field here. Had an open man and just missed over the top. The intended target was Zayden Lewis.
I'll tell you, though, Kevin Shippos comes from a great legacy of athletics. His dad, Coach Shippos, was an outstanding wrestling coach at Baldwin High School. Disciplined, focused, had some great success in the area of wrestling. And, you know, these are the legacy coaches, the sons of coaches. And it's just great to see him here. I'm sure his dad is extremely proud of him. And he has every right to be. What he's done with these groups, outstanding.
Second down and 10 at the 22-yard line, trailing by 4 scores. It's the Hempstead offense. And their sophomore quarterback, Seth Montgomery. You saw him try to stretch the field on that first play. See what they have in order here on second down. Montgomery rolls right. He's pressured, throws it away to his own sideline. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Nice play call by the Tigers. Stretching out the field. You know what? They've had some difficulty protecting the quarterback, so what are they doing? They're moving Seth around, giving him a chance to use his athleticism, keep his receivers in the picture screen a little longer. The hard thing about rolling out, Kevin, is that the window I just talked about, where you see those open receivers, it closes much quickly when you're moving and you're shortening the field to the sideline. But, hey, you got to call something.
And you could also see Massapequa right away. These edge rushers and these linebackers have that great sideline-to-sideline speed, making it really tough for Montgomery to buy any time.
Oh, it's like being chased by a pack of dogs, these Massapequa Chiefs.
Montgomery throwing over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. Amari Collins still going, wrapped up and fighting, but finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big play for Hempstead.
You gotta love these guys. They keep bouncing back. Look at this play. Beautiful seam route. Beautiful seam right there by number 4, Amari Collins. Great job. Come on, secure that football. Just don't try to do more than what you got. Oh, that's great.
Not to fixate on it too much, but now I know you're down 4 scores, different game plan, but with the win, a little bit of a passing game now developing for Hempstead and their quarterback, Seth Montgomery.
Why not? You didn't get dressed up for nothing. Let's get out here and run some plays and have some fun with it. Now that, Kevin, is a quality gain right there. You know, you just shortened the chains and just made something really manageable for the kids. You know, you get number 70, Dawkins comes across, makes a nice ping over there on that block. Come on, get up. There you go.
And it looked like he tripped over his own right tackle's heel, but still a good 3-yard gain to start things.
And I'm sure he's yelling at Julian Chase right now, pick up your big feet, let me get through there.
And that's Ryan Chabas he's blocking, so I'd be yelling back at the quarterback. You try blocking this guy.
Always the same argument between skilled guys and linemen.
Once again, the score 28-0. Montgomery with it in the shotgun. Parson to his left. Low snap handled. Give to Parson. He's going to take it down right around the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it. And they're going to give him the first.
Beautiful play series here by the Hempstead Tigers. There we go. We've got old Dawkins over there. He's doing a great job of getting out there and around and opening up those holes. I'll tell you, Zaire has done a wonderful job of his pass blocking and his kick-out blocking for the Hempstead Tigers. It's a nice little series we got going on here.
Hempstead trying to end this with 6. Montgomery gives back to Parson. He stops behind the line of scrimmage, now accelerates with some room. 2 flags fly in. He picked up the first down. It was an 11-yard gain, but we'll see if it comes back. I think it will.
Another holding call. These guys must dislike kids. Come on. Let them play. Keep them out there. Let them keep playing football. We've got a nice little run going tonight. Running the counter play. Don't try to do too much. Yeah, well, now we're getting into the tackling mode here on blocking, so you definitely had a hold going on. Keep your hands inside, take what God gives you, and just keep blocking.
Looked like it was on Levon McKithen,
yeah,
the junior.
You know, and I'm sure our officials would love to keep those flags in their pockets, but there are some things you have to call.
9.5 to play. Now it's long yardage. Montgomery airing it out again for the end zone. Almost had his man looking for Davis. It's incomplete.
Beautiful shot. 2nd and 10. Second and 20. You got nothing to lose. Throw it out there. Love the play action. Great block right there by Prince Agabatu. Gives his quarterback plenty of time to get it out there and up in the air.
Off the fingertips of Jonathan Davis. Really tough one in the back of the end zone there. Almost converted. 2nd down and 20. Montgomery gets the snap. He looks left, steps up, going downfield again, and almost another completion, but just over the top of Amari Collins.
You know, Kevin, I get what Hempstead's doing here. You know, they're having some success. They're tossing the ball down the field. We got to stop holding up front. We got to stop, getting our officials involved. But you know what? Stay with what you've been doing. You don't have to get the whole 20 yards. Run that counter. Run that inside read. Throw those hitch routes.
9:17 to play in the second quarter of a 28-0 game. Massapequa leads here at their home field at Berner Middle School. 3rd and 20. The drop back for Hempstead. Looking to run is Montgomery. Breaks off a tackle. Montgomery still going up that far sideline and now forced out of bounds by Giovanni Tarasi around the 25-yard line.
Great job by Seth getting himself back in the pocket. Levon McKithen, beautiful job of pass blocking on the edge. And I'll tell you, Seth is one tough kid. He got in there and got himself out of trouble. Gained a few yards for his team. Also
blocking up the middle, Calvin Dunbar, the big 260-pound senior for Hempstead. Now it's 4th and 12. Of course, Matt Ali going to have his team go forward, and they've nearly missed on 2 or 3 shots on this drive. So Massapequa can't be playing too overconfident here. You're going to get a timeout fired off by Coach Shippos after he got the look at the line of scrimmage.
Good move by Coach Shippos. Again, you know what? Sometimes the boys need to be reminded they're in a football game here. I know it's 28-0, but we're worried about this play now. That doesn't mean we're letting people score. And, you know, Kevin, sometimes the boys need to be told that, the obvious.
And you know Coach Shippos is thinking, too, while everybody in the stands wants to think this game is sealed and dealed, Coach Shippos is sitting here saying, I'm not letting them back in here to make this 28-7 and give them some momentum.
Oh, boy, what's going through Coach Shippos' mind right now would have to be highly censored. He is definitely focused on what's happening on this play. And you know what? In credit to the Hempstead Tigers, these is still a full group of starters out here for Massapequa. They're showing some success, and they're doing it against their starting bunch.
Montgomery on 4th and 12, drops it back, steps up firing for the end zone, over the top and incomplete. Out of the back looking for Amari Collins, and it's a 4th down stop for Massapequa, and their offense will come back out for the first time this second quarter.
Love that last bunch of plays by Hempstead. I mean, I like what they did to get themselves down the field. They put together a number of successful plays in a row. I would say, though, for the Tigers, let's not keep our kids out there too long. Let's work on plays that keep that clock running, control it, give the Massapequa offense as few opportunities as they can, as we have to.
This Massapequa offense has run 4 plays today, scored 3 touchdowns. A long run for Gargiulo, another long run for Petalino. One of their touchdowns came on the defensive side of the ball. That was Anthony Dinello to start the game with the fumble recovery for a touchdown, and then they had the long reception to Dylan Milio. They'll start this at their own 27. Handoff, breaking a tackle right away, and chugging for about 8 yards is Andrew Petalino.
Yep, they got him in the backfield, and oh my goodness, you know, we got to Levon is saying to himself, I got to hang on to that tackle. I got to body him up a little bit more, and you would have had a tackle for a loss. Got to hand it to Massapequa right now. They're taking their time on offense. They're not looking to blow out anybody here. They're just looking to play good football.
Give to Petalino. He takes it up that near sideline. Stiff arms. Petalino still going inside the 30 to the 15. 10 brought down. Finally, a great tackle made to save a touchdown by Mohamed Sesse.
Andrew Petalino he is a beast out there. Not the biggest guy, but he is an absolute beast, and a huge, huge pancake block right there by Anthony Dinello that springs Petalino right down the sideline. Great play by Mohamed Sesse, too, not giving up on it, chasing him down the sideline and saving them a touchdown.
Gargiulo with Petalino to his right in a shotgun from the 10-yard line. The give right back to Andrew, running behind a blocker and taken down inside the 5. Good job running behind Giovanni Tarasi there, the lead blocker.
You know, I mentioned it for the sportsmanship and stuff like that. And again, going back to Massapequa, Giovanni Tarasi is driving his man right down the field. As soon as that whistle's over and the play's over, those two kids shook hands. They respect each other. They're playing hard football. That's what it's all about.
From the 3-yard line, Massapequa looking to punch in again. The give to Petalino. He runs right into the end zone for his second touchdown of the evening, and it's 34-0 Chiefs.
It's interesting tonight, Kevin, that Tarasi and Alonso, those big right side of that offensive line for Massapequa, they've been the call of the night tonight. Look at that kick-out block by Wieserak. Very, very well done. You know what? I want to dial that back. That was a kick-out block by Lorenzo Giliberti. Great job by number 76, Lorenzo.
Kick is up and good. And Lorenzo is a guy who Coach Sippos told me on the phone this week, you're going to see him a lot as that extra blocker, real weapon offensively for them. Just outside of their starting 5 linemen, certainly could be out there for them, but he's going to get a lot of reps as that 6th lineman.
And how good do you feel for Lorenzo? I mean, that is a tough spot to be when you're that margin player. You know, you can taste it. You're right there. And what he showed tonight is not only is he a big kid, but he is an athletic kid. That was a great job of pulling and kicking out.
There's a senior, too, who's come up through the youth programs, and another one of those guys from Massapequa that is looking to be on a 3rd straight Nassau County team doing his part tonight in getting that done. 35-0 now the score for the Chiefs. Everything working so far for Massapequa. Hempstead trying to continue building on their offensive improvements tonight. They got down just outside the red zone their last time through, but could not punch in. Ended up turnover on downs.
And you know what, Kevin? You know, I'm not putting rose-colored glasses on this thing just because we're working. Hempstead is doing good things. There are a lot of things that they should be proud of. They've executed on a number of plays. It's an interesting call right there. That is illegal. You have to let the ball either be touched by a returner or to touch the ground. You can't catch your own kickoff in the air.
Covalalta got a little too excited there.
Well, you know, go in this direction. You kick it short, you kick it high into the wind. It gets held up there for quite a long time.
It looked like he just looked up and the ball was right there, so
yeah.
Put the arms out, made the play, but it'll be a flag, Hempstead ball. Look at another look right now.
You see here, for Cole, it's just natural. I mean, why wouldn't he catch the ball? But hey, you learn as you go.
And you see him, the second the flag goes up, look to one of his assistant coaches with a little bit of a laugh. 7:10 to go, but I agree to your previous point about Hempstead. Coach Ali, you're not going to turn on the film from this first half and say, gosh, we didn't do a single thing right. There's nothing to take away from this. And it's not just looking at it from a broadcaster's perspective covering the game. There have been moments where you feel really happy and proud of what you've seen from Hempstead. They just haven't been able to put it on the board.
Yep. Yeah.
Montgomery hands this off to Parson. Parson gets it to the outside. He's going to pick up the first and more. Parson still going inside the 20 and out of bounds finally at the 15, or excuse me, at the 25.
And you know what? From your mouth right down here to the field, Kevin, this is a play that's been working for them. They're running counter. They're reading the counter, which I love to see. Next level football. Look at this. You got number 55, Alex Van Skyler, is dictating what they need to do. He gives the ball, and they get themselves a real nice gain here.
And you've seen some real maturity from Montgomery on the option plays tonight, and an ability to potentially run an option offense that gets pretty sophisticated over the next 2 seasons while he's still here playing for the Tigers. He keeps this one. He's going to take it to the right side. It'll be a positive first down play. They get just short of the sticks. Turns nothing into something.
And you know what, folks at home, it's one thing for me and Kevin to be talking about RPOs and option football. It also requires Matt Ali to have a tremendous amount of faith in his quarterback. Montgomery has choices here. He can keep it, he can give it, he can pull it and throw the RPO pass. And it's a lot of trust. And that's something that's built throughout an entire season, and that only comes from the good things.
5.5 minutes to play in this second quarter. It's second down and 3. Montgomery with Parson in the backfield. Montgomery takes it to the right side, puts his shoulder down, and gets the first through contact down to the 11-yard line.
Once again, folks, you see that RPO, that counter read. They're running the counter. He sees no overlap. Right here, they play the runner. They're blocking the overlap player. Tigers have figured that out by formation. Nice little play. 5 yards at a time. Control the clock. Move the chains. It's good football.
This is the furthest that the Hempstead offense has gotten. Every drive they showed progression in this game. Quite literally, every drive has gotten better, but now trying to put that finishing touch on this one. They have 12 yards to go for their first touchdown of the game, but it won't be easy against this Chiefs defense. They're going to run the jet sweep to Davis. He's going to get taken down by 4 tacklers. Covalalto, one of them, gain of 2.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the jet sweep go into the shredder at halftime. They've been, this has been a big play for them all season. Tonight, it's just not happening. Massapequa's doing a great job. They see Cole Villalta with a beautiful body tackle. Dylan Milio comes in to finish off. Jet sweep's a wonderful play, but it's just not happening for the Tigers tonight.
2nd down and 8. 3:45 to go in this first half.
I like this formation. Tigers putting a tight end in the game. It helps with their protection. Ooh, but not that time.
Roll right and an incomplete pass. Woo. Great job for Massapequa in pursuit and with the QB hit. It's Carlo Kurtz.
Carlo, oh man alive. He made a statement right there. He's right there on the edge. Great body tackle right there. And
Justin Farrell.
Justin Farrell, nicely done by Justin.
Carlo Kurtz was next man up right behind him, but Farrell beat him to it.
And that's the hard part for Hempstead here. The Chiefs are just very, very disciplined on defense. They're not falling for a lot of misdirection or being influenced. They're doing their job. Very hard for the Tigers to get around the edge.
2.5 to play now. It's 3rd and 8. Montgomery gets the snap, gives to Parson. Parson had a lane for a moment, gets down to the 4-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and short. About 2 yards to go for the first down and 4 yards to go for the touchdown.
And it's interesting, Kevin. This is where the money's been for these guys. Inside, right in those off-tackle plays. You see Zaire Dawkins, big boy, great job of pulling. And it's not easy for those big guys to get on their horse and run like that and kick out. Beautiful block. Nice little play.
Under 2 minutes in this first half, and I'd imagine for Matt Ali, no thought to a field goal here, down by 35.
Let's go. Let's get in the end zone. See what happens.
4th and 2. Once again, Montgomery and Parson in the backfield. They give to Parson, and he is in for the first Hempstead touchdown of the night. They have 6 on the board with LaMarcus Parson.
Great series of plays. Watch this. Look at the down blocking over here by the entire left side of the line. They compress Massapequa, open themselves up a nice lane. And again, and I'm sure Coach Ali will be talking to his staff at half. Whoever's calling the plays over there, I'm not sure who it is. That's where the money is right now. They've been getting a lot of success in those B gaps.
The extra point is blocked. So Massapequa's special teams have a blocked punt tonight, and now the blocked extra point. We'll take a quick step out with 1:36 to go in this first half. 35-6 is the score. We'll be right back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back live from Berner Middle School, where Massapequa has a 35-6 lead in round 1 of the Nassau County playoffs. What worked for Hempstead on that first scoring drive?
Well, you know what? I think they settled in on what they want to do. It's fun to throw those deep passes. It's great when it works. But you know what? They figured out where the pay dirt is, and they found some counter work right inside those B and C gaps. And you know what? They got to wait until Massapequa takes that away. Massapequa may do that, but keep running it until Massapequa makes those adjustments. And the other thing that's great, Kevin, about with this Hempstead touchdown is not only did they score, but they took a lot of time off the clock. That might have been, I don't know what it was exactly, but I think it was over a 6-minute drive.
It was about a 7-minute drive.
Yeah, and, stopping the Massapequa offense tonight has been near to impossible for them. That may not change. So let's hold on to the ball. It's our best defense.
Back to return for Massapequa. They have from the far sideline to near Cole Villalta, Andrew Pedalino, and Joe Brooks. Pedalino's been an absolute monster tonight for the Chiefs. When the ball's been in his hands, it has been chunk plays. You might want to kick it away from him here.
Yeah. And if you're Hempstead, I don't think there's anything to be gained by onside kicks right now or that sort of thing. Drill that ball deep. Let's keep the ball in that half of the field.
The kicker for Hempstead on the kickoff will be Nelson Alvarez. Alvarez steps up, high kick. He's going to take a bounce, and Villalta will play it. He's got return room up the middle, makes a man miss, bounces it to the outside, and gets down to the 43. A nice return for Cole Villalta.
Wow, what a play by Cole Villalta. For you folks at home that just watched that, picking that short bounce up off the ground, that was a great kick by Hempstead. Nice and short. It allowed their cover guys to get underneath it. But Cole, he's just such a tremendous athlete.
35-6 the score. Minute 12 to go, and that's plenty of time for Massapequa, the way they've operated, to put in one more if they want to. We'll see if this Hempstead defense is up to the task. We get a lot of changes here offensively for Coach Shippos. Blake Seidenstein's at a quarterback. They'll hand this one off, and it'll be a few yards on the first down carry for Joe Palmer.
And this is great for the Chiefs right now. An opportunity, as you were saying before, Kevin, an opportunity for a lot of kids to play. I'm sure there's a number of seniors out there, and we'll get to them, that have been waiting their turn for a while. I do like that we're still seeing some starting offensive linemen left in the game. Let's let these skilled players get an opportunity to play the game of football and play it correctly. And that often it helps when you keep some veteran offensive linemen in for a while.
15 seconds to go. They'll have to run one more play. It'll be a handoff to the left side. Still running and past the marker for a first down. It was Nick Lopez, the junior back. And that will take us to halftime, where Massapequa has a 35-6 lead at home here at Berner Middle School in round one of the playoffs. The first touchdown of the game came defensively. It was Anthony Danello on the recovery from the Brooks punch-out. They just haven't slowed down since the moment the opening kickoff took place.
Yeah, this is some experienced Massapequa team.
Once again, the score 35-6 at halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes with second half action from Berner Middle School on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
What's up, this is Sean Lights Out Merriman, former Charger and Bill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athletes' key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now. Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another three. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email Ben at varsitymedia.net. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email Jeff at varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media. Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing Ben at varsitymedia.net.
all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Hey parents, coaches, and players, ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosted the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and their quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Back live from Berner Middle School, Massapequa versus Hempstead, Nassau County playoffs. Round 1, 35-6 was the score after one half of play. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Kevin Bunk is myself and Kevin Dolan, my partner tonight, with you all evening long. Let's take a look back at that first half where Massapequa absolutely dominated. It started with this fumble recovered for a touchdown by Anthony Danello. That was on the first play of the game from scrimmage, and then big touchdown run for Andrew Pedalino on the opening offensive drive for the Chiefs. He had the big touchdown run for Gargiulo, the quarterback keep. He took it for about 60 yards to make it a 3-score lead. Massapequa never looked back after that. Continued to just dominate. Hempstead did get on the board, though, with a big 4th down conversion, 4th and 4, and they got in with LaMarcus Parson, their star back. So it wasn't all great for Hempstead, but certainly some building blocks in that first half. But for Massapequa, what made execution seem so easy for them in that first half?
Everything's been working for them all season long. They have a thicker playbook. They have more plays that they run out of more formations, and they do all of this stuff very well. And you know what? Going to those first 3 touchdowns by Massapequa, if you equate this to a boxing match, Kevin, those were some heavy body blows. I got to give serious body blows. And a lot of other teams, Kevin, would have quit and went to the bus. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to quit, but you don't see any quit in the Tigers. They're out there and they're plugging away and they're playing hard, and they've settled in on the 2 or 3 plays that they really like offensively, and they're moving the chains. So, you know what? It's 35-6, but as a football professional and a seasoned football coach, I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing from these boys. They're showing the crowd here a great football game back and forth.
And with 2 minutes to go, Coach Kevin Shippos decided to pull his starters. We saw the second-team offense come out in that final minute. They ran 2 plays. Blake Seidenstein came in at quarterback. You had mentioned earlier in the second quarter it's a tough decision for Coach Shippos. He decides in 2 minutes he was going to make that change, brings in the backups. What'd you think of that?
Great move. And you know what? Great show of sportsmanship. And we're seeing sportsmanship from both of these teams, the kids, the entire time tonight. Kids that respect the game, and more importantly, they respect themselves. And I love seeing that. And I think Coach Shippos is doing something that's absolutely prudent. He's got big games ahead of him right now. He's got teams that are going to be a bit more prepared, possibly, or not prepared, capable of making plays defensively, and he's taking a few collisions off of his kids.
And we had mentioned earlier, you want to get some seniors into this game, but also you never know when you're going to need one of these backups in the next few rounds of the playoffs, maybe next week at Hofstra, and we will get the chance now to see some of those guys in action, and God forbid you lose somebody moving forward, a starter. These guys now have some playoff reps to put under their belt and say we're confident in them moving forward.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about some of these players like Lorenzo Giliberti coming in late in the game, and Lorenzo knows he's one play away from being the most important person on the field. And, you know, they've got to get themselves ready, because one of the things we've learned in football is we learn in life, if you go down, that game's going to continue. And, you know, I think some of these boys are getting some will be getting some very, very important reps in the second half.
Blake Seidenstein will be the quarterback in the second half, and something that's a theme with Coach Shippos, from Luke Gargiulo to Blake Seidenstein, he says we have these kids who are sophomore backups, not uncommon in high school football, but he says we have these sophomore backup quarterbacks now for the last few seasons, no matter who it's been, and you get up to varsity, and you really have no shot at playing because there's a guy in front of you who's been there and who's earned the time and who's been great. And he said the good thing about these two is there was never that moment of entitlement where I should be playing. It's my turn to play him. I should be, I got called up from JV, so on and so forth. He says these two guys are so locked in, so humble, and just waiting for their opportunity. And you know what? Tonight for Blake Seidenstein, it is an opportunity to showcase what you can do, even if you're not lined up to be the starter for another 2 seasons.
There is zero smell of selfishness over here on either one of these sidelines, but we're talking about Massapequa right now. These kids are locked and playing for each other and playing for their community, and they're doing a great job. For Blake, right now, Coach Ambury, offensive coordinator here at Massapequa, he's starting to figure out what is Blake's playbook. Every quarterback is different. Blake is a younger player. If they need Blake in some critical moments at Hofstra, he needs to know these are the plays that Blake does very well. And the other thing I think he's going to do tonight is introduce a couple of higher-end plays to Blake and see how he handles them.
And one of the guys that we highlighted pregame as the impact players were Cole Villalta. When you want to talk about the unselfish nature of Massapequa football, I had asked Coach Shipos, and we have the luxury of covering a lot of his games, who do you want to go with for your impact players in this game? And he says, I don't think I've used Cole Villalta this year. A guy that in the box score, you're not going to see, okay, he's by far their leading guy. And Massapequa obviously doesn't even have a leading guy. So many great players. But we've seen him block. We've seen him make big plays on defense, on special teams. And that's why Coach Shippo said this kid deserves the nod as the impact player today. Unbelievably unselfish wide receiver and playmaker.
He is a beast. Oh, man, this kid is a beast out there. He does it all. And, every time, I like looking for the little things. Like when he picked up that short hop on that kickoff, he's such an athlete. He can make very difficult plays look absolutely easy. And as I said earlier, I've been fortunate enough now to see Massapequa play 4 times this year. When things are at their darkest, they lean on Cole Villalta. He comes up big for him.
Big senior, 6'3", 190, one of the guys that have stepped into this senior role after not starting prior. That was one of the toughest things for Coach Shipos. He said we had 2 returning starters from back-to-back Nassau County title teams because we just had so many seniors last year that this year a lot of good players had to step in and try and find their way on varsity as seniors. Difficult thing. Cole Villalta's fit in seamlessly.
Yeah, he's fit in seamlessly. You know what? And as a coach, Kevin, it's a lot of fun to watch that cohesion take place, and all the energy, it comes from the kids. And when it happens right, Kevin Shipos, his staff, that they've been doing the right thing.
And for Cole, his older brother Tyler kind of wrote the script for him first. A 2025 graduate of Massapequa High School, was a big-time piece in their Nassau County title run last year, scoring a touchdown in the game and in the semifinal. And Tyler Villalta, obviously one of many examples, along with Cole, of a great family lineage in this community for Massapequa that has just been carried through county championship, but it means so much more off the field. Petalito will handle the opening kick return, and he takes it out to the 31-yard line.
Over the 30, 31-yard line.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Now you've got a bunch of kids that coming out here that have been dying to be in this situation and play. And Hempstead, whether it's scheme or experience, the one thing they have not been able to show tonight is the ability to stop this Massapequa offense. And let's see if they've come out of the locker room with a new plan and some different energy. Let's see them come out to play.
For Coach Matt Ali, is there any thought to putting your backups in, or at least a large group of them, on the losing end of this, or no?
Yes. You know what? I think you need to dribble them in. I think you need to keep your starters out there. But yes, because the next page in Coach Ali's playbook, which I'm sure he's been doing for years, is the weight room and that off-season preparation. And getting a little taste of this really brings an energy to that.
Seidenstein's first play of the second half is a handoff right up the middle. Gets about 5 yards for Massapequa, and on the carry, it was Nick Lopez.
Nick Lopez on the carry. Gain of 5.
It's interesting now you're seeing some hungry Hempstead Tigers really putting some pressure on a new offensive line. But, they ran past the football. They didn't expect to get that kind of penetration so quickly.
Seidenstein with Joe Palmer in the backfield. High snap, gets it down to Palmer, who runs hard up the middle on second down, but just back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up third down.
Massapequa running that counterplay. Great play by Arden Sadoy, coming down and getting himself involved. Beautiful read and tackle for loss.
The 3rd and 5 here from the 37-yard line for this Massapequa offense. Blake Seidenstein in at quarterback, the sophomore. Ran 2 plays at the end of the first half, but now in the second half he'll get an opportunity to potentially showcase what he can do. He's going to tuck and run right side. A few good blocks out in front of him, but he'll be taken down short of the 40. The line to gain was the 42.
And you know what? That was a Coach Shippo's probably not happy with that series. You want to come out with your backups and you want to move those chains, because what you want to avoid is having to send the starters off the sideline to calm things down in the football game. And especially if those starters are standing on the sideline for 30, 35 minutes, cold. You need to keep those guys ready.
Chris Bichetta will punt it away. Big leg going against the wind here. Davis will come in to play it. He'll grab it off the hop at the 30-yard line, take it right side, stiff arms a man off of him, and now out of bounds at the 35. That's where Hempstead will start their drive.
I would not be surprised, Kevin, to see Coach Shippos possibly make the decision to keep the starting defense in just for a series or two throughout the third quarter. Once again, to keep this thing settled down, and keep the score and the game in control.
Looks like he's going with a lot of the backups here on the defense. Hempstead will keep the starters out offensively, of course, still trying to build on those positive drives. But you're right, there's definitely a doorway to at least forcing Massapequa to bring those starters back in, especially if you could pick up a touchdown and maybe a 2-point conversion on the end of this, make this a 35-14 game.
And that's exactly what Coach Shippos and his staff don't want to have to do.
Hand off, Parson. This is a good first down rush. He's out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's enough for a first.
Very nice run by Parson right here. Once again, you see old number 70. He's been doing it all night. Zaire Dawkins with a great kick-out block. And I love how Parsons takes his time as he attacks the hole and then hits the gas. We saw Luke Gargiulo do that on his huge run earlier.
It's a great job setting up his blockers, staying patient. And for Parson, it looked like he started this game, you mentioned it, trying to do too much after the opening drive fumble. And he's really settled in the second quarter now to start the third with that first down rush.
Yeah, there's, run your plays.
The junior back gets it again. Another good gain. He's going to be marked a yard past the first down, so back-to-back first down rushes for LaMarcus Parson.
Very interesting. You're going against two different defenses. They're running it, again, behind Zaire, running it behind kids like Prince Agabutu, and just a really, really good job of attacking those C gaps. And, again, you take what God gives you. You grab those plays.
Hold a little on the tackle.
First and 10 from the 41. Hempstead with back-to-back first down rushes. Montgomery will take it on the option play right up the middle, and a big tackle made by Justin Farrell.
Oh, Justin used every ounce of his body in that body tackle. Great job by him of coming down. Yup, watch this. You get your down blocks. He comes underneath the counter block. Beautiful play. Great disciplined defense.
Justin, one of the standout lacrosse players here at Massapequa, another really rich program in this community.
Man, when you can get your lacrosse coaches and your football coaches on the same on the same page, you've got something going on. Athletes, competitors, kids that love the physical contact, the physicality of athletics. Great combination.
Go to Parson up the middle again. He's got to bounce it back. Being chased by Farrell, but Parson with a burst of speed will be just short of the first down marker. That'll set up third and short.
There is no way LaMarcus is going to listen to me and stay in the hole and keep running this. He's got a feel. He's got a nose for where that open space is. Great effort by LaMarcus.
Reminds you a little bit of one of the great recent NFL backs, Le'Veon Bell, who did an awesome job around the line of scrimmage. Sometimes you'd say, he's trying to do too much, just go forward and give me the yard or two, and then he bounces it out, and you say, all right, great job.
Right now I'm picturing LaMarcus in his living room watching Bell run, jumping over the couch and around the dog.
Play action, Montgomery steps out to his right, completes it to Davis. It'll be a first down, and he's wrestled down at the 29-yard line.
Nice little play there. Quick dig route to Jonathan Davis. I like that how quickly he gets the ball out of his hand. Got to get LaMarcus to continue to carry out those fakes. Can't stand there in the backfield.
Tackle by Nick Canapico.
Nick Canapico, one of those backups who have entered the game. Another senior here in the playoffs, making an impact on that tackle. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Low snap. Montgomery drops back. He's got nowhere to throw now. Throws left side wide open, man. Touchdown. Hempstead, it's Amari Collins. And a big score for the Tigers to make this a 35-12 game.
That is a big score. And you know what? That score does give some pause to the game plan that's going on right now. Wide open in the end zone. Excellent job by Seth of just settling his feet down, staying in the pocket, and following through.
They'll go for two here, looking to make this a 35-14 game. Montgomery shotgun Parson to his left. They'll hand to Parson. Makes a nice move, dives for the goal line, and gets in. As good a 3-yard rush as you will see in this Nassau County playoff.
And it's so interesting right now with the Hempstead Tigers. With the exception of their pass play, this is that counteraction that they've been running. There goes Zaire. There goes Levon McKithen leading up the hole. This is the play that's been working for them. So, hey, this is potentially the last game of the season. Keep running it out. Keep having success with it.
If you're Coach Shippos now, any thought to the starters going back in with
If you're Coach Shippos right now, you're saying to yourself, goodness gracious, I need my offense, my second offense, to move the chains. We've got to get a first down here, or 2 or 3. Let's keep this clock moving. Let's keep kids playing. You got a lot of kids that have been waiting their turn. You want to control the action here. You don't want to take your starters who've been standing on the sideline for now 25, 30 minutes. They're getting cold. They're getting tight. You don't want to have them run off the sideline and get this game back into control.
Is Matt Ali setting up an onside kick here for Hempstead?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything to be gained there. Kick it deep, play the long game.
Kick the roller down to the 35. It's played. Farrell has it. Showing off some of that lacrosse speed to the 43-yard line. He's brought down by a group of Tigers.
And I think that was a great move by Coach Ali and the Hempstead Tigers. You don't want Andrew Pedalino holding the ball. You don't want Cole Villalta holding the ball. So you kick it into that mid-range, and you've turned the field a little bit.
And I will say quick on the touchdown from Hempstead, one of the fun storylines of this game, at least mentally for me, Seth Montgomery maturing as that sophomore quarterback. Early on in this game and throughout the season this year, Montgomery, as a young guy, you probably would have seen him go one read, don't have it, I'm going to tuck and run. Such a good athlete, we saw it early. And he thought about it on that touchdown, but continues to scan right to left after he takes that first step forward, finds an open man, fires the touchdown. That's the type of stuff Matt Ali is going to love to see on film tomorrow morning.
And this comment is a complete positive for Seth. It's called growing up. He's growing up in the game. He's understanding his role, and he's developing trust in his teammates around him that they know how to make these plays as well.
Go with the sweep play for Massapequa. It's going to lose 2 yards on the carry, Luke Hutchinson.
Nice execution by Massapequa right there. They get themselves a nice edge, but the Hempstead Tigers get underneath the blocking. Good tackle for loss.
What's the thought process for the Massapequa coaches in running the clock versus being aggressive here in a 3-score game?
Well, you know what? Again, I said it earlier. It's about moving the chains. It's not so much even about the scoring. You move the chains, you control the clock, and, there's a big discipline play right there by Massapequa. Get the kids to jump from Hempstead. Yep. Oops. There you go. That's what Massapequa, I think their staff is thinking about now. Let's keep the ball in our hands.
Again, your score 35-14. We're under 1:40 to play in this third quarter. A quick-moving third quarter. Chiefs looking to move the chain. 2nd down and 6 after the penalty. Their first play was a loss of 1. This handoff will be another tackle for loss. A great job by Hempstead's defense. That defensive front now winning in the trenches in this third quarter.
Yeah, look at this penetration. It's great penetration. We got our eyes up there. Make a great tackle for loss. You know what? I don't think Coach Ali obviously is a competitor. This is the first night I ever met him. Seems like quite a gentleman and really locked in on his club. And I don't think he's thinking this way, but this clock moving for him is not hurting him either. Let's get out of here. Let's play good football, score once or twice, get out of here, and now we start thinking about next year.
Roll out right. Seidenstein looks downfield, has a completion. It's enough for a first down and out of bounds. Go the Chiefs on the reception. Cole Malillo.
It's this play that makes Coach Shippos feel a lot better. They're going to continue to snap it. They're going to continue to stay on offense. They're going to continue to control the clock. This allows him to continue to play a lot of kids.
17 seconds on the clock in this third quarter. And the clock will continue to run now. So we'll take it to the end of the third where Massapequa has a 35-14 lead. Trying to move it right now with the backup offense on the field after a big first down. They'll start at the 45-yard line after the quarter when we come back. Take a look back at the lone touchdown of the third quarter. It was the big play on the pass from Montgomery to Collins, and that got Hempstead their second score of the game.
I would love to know what was going through Seth's mind right there. Where are you? He was trying to find him. He knew he was out there. Great patience, great courage.
Take a quick step out when we come back. Fourth quarter action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email jeff@varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media.
Back live from Berner Middle School here at Massapequa, 35-14 the score. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network this evening for Nassau County playoff football. I'm Kevin Bunk, my partner Kevin Dolan. Once again, we thank you for being with us, spending your evening with Varsity Media. 12 minutes to go here. What are you expecting out of this fourth quarter?
Well, you know what? I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Coach Ambury not only trying to keep this clock running for Massapequa, but he's testing some of these kids. And, one of the kids that he's really testing right here is Blake Seidenstein. How much can he handle? What parts of the playbook can he run? Because, it's the nature of football. Blake is one play away going forward at Hofstra for being the most important person on the field. And they're going to count on him in case something ever happens to Luke. He blows a shoelace. Blake has got to go in there.
Joe Palmer had the carry to tackle for loss. 2nd and 17. This Hempstead defensive front has turned relentless. They go handoff again. And taken down was Dan Walsh at around the 47-yard line in Hempstead territory.
Big play right here for Massapequa. Again, their goal is their goal is not to run up the score at all, but their goal is to move the chains and keep the clock in their hands. Hempstead scores again. Now it's a 2-score football game, and that's a little close.
Drop back. Seidenstein looks left, fires. It's intercepted. A great play made by LaMarcus Parson with 10.5 to play.
Boy, LaMarcus has had some season for the Tigers. Coach talked about LaMarcus as just an incredible athlete. And you see this right now. What a break on the ball. Great job of getting his hands out, taking that ball away on that interception. Beautiful, beautiful job. Well, you got an interesting situation right now, Kevin.
You do, because, if you're either coach, you're thinking through the scenario of they score, it's a 2-score game. Then if you're Coach Sipos, God forbid, the onside kick converts, we're right back in a tight football game.
Exactly. This is... Well, you know what? It can't all be easy. There's got to be something that keeps Coach Sipos up at night, and right now this is one of those things.
I have a feeling he often finds something to keep him
Yes,
up at night.
I would agree.
They go with that jet sweep play again. Took it out of the shredder for the second half, and here in the fourth quarter, it's Davis picking up the first down.
I knew you were going to throw that back at me, Kevin Bunk. Yep, we see that jet sweep coming around. Great lead blocking by LaMarcus Parson and the rest of the kids. Beautiful job of running there by John Davis.
9 minutes to go in a 21-point game. Hempstead looking to make it interesting. Montgomery gets the signal from his coach. Shotgun gets the snap, hands it off to Parson, who dances around, but ultimately ends up right there at the line of scrimmage.
Mike Purdy kicks down Pico in on the tackle. Game of the yard. Second and 9.
Very nice job. And then, now you get number 40, Nick Scanapico, getting some great playing time tonight, getting a chance to show what he can do in front of his friends and his family. We talked about it earlier. This is the stuff that makes you feel great as a coach.
.8:15 to play. Clock continues to tick down. Montgomery rolls right. He's pressured immediately. Throws one incomplete. Almost had his man. Great job on the rush right away for Massapequa in the backfield. Aiden
Carrozza. Look at him come off that tackle and get his shoulder pads down and put pressure on the quarterback. Beautiful play.
Sets up 3rd and 9 after the incompletion.
Well, I think everything right now for the Tigers is 2-down territory. There's no reason for it not to be. So I would say they're going to try to cut these chains in half a little bit.
Montgomery has to roll left. There's a flag in the offensive backfield. Montgomery cuts back, still works all the way to a first down and another flag at the end of that play. So we'll get the verdict in a moment.
What an effort by Seth Montgomery. Look at this young man. Sets his feet. It's a lot of deep patterns. It's not easy. We get a hold over there by Levon McKithen. And then it looks like somebody from Massapequa just got their hands a little bit too much face mask on that one. We're going to be replaying this thing.
So it's a hold on the offense confirmed, and it is a face mask.
Offsetting penalty.
Back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be third and 9 again, for Hempstead. I'm sure Seth Montgomery hopes it comes easier than what he just had to do to try and get it. A great effort. We'll see now. He takes this one up the middle, running left. He's got the first, and he's out of bounds at the 37.
You know, somebody I haven't been able to, big lineman I haven't given enough of a shout out to today is Calvin Dunbar, the center from the Hempstead Tigers. What a job that this young man has done tonight. Not only for his blocking, this senior, but also everything begins and ends with the center.
And you look through this line here, really good group, big guys, McKithen, Dawkins, Sesse, Dunbar, and Chase. Montgomery drops back, looks downfield, there's one out, Davis! It's incomplete. Trying to go back shoulder there to him, pass ends up out of bounds.
And a nice idea by Coach Ali. 1st and 10, no problem with taking a shot right now. Love that he's letting Seth air it out. And you know, a lot of this, Kevin, is practice. It's practice for next year. It's practice for the future. And I'm learning a lot about these Hempstead Tigers tonight. Something tells me Seth is going to look at that play on film and say, boy, oh boy, I wish I had that one back, you know?
And I think sometimes, too, there's a way to make plays like that into good misses. You throw it away from the safety, try to go back shoulder there. And for the sophomore, it's something that you just are going to expect to connect on moving forward once you get those reps in the game. Here's Montgomery now. From inside the 40, he's going to go downfield again. This time, a collision and an incompletion. Some frustration. You don't know who the intended target was there, whether it was Amari Collins or Zayden Lewis. Tough break for the Tigers.
Nice job. Great follow-through on the pass. You know, they got 2 receivers in the same spot. I get the emotion. These 2 guys probably eat lunch together every single day, yelling at each other about the NFL and the college teams. And it's not that they're angry at each other. It's just that both of the kids want to win.
And there's always the frustrations that boil over of clocks ticking down on your season. It's a very emotional moment when you're on the field. There was a penalty, though, in the secondary on Massapequa, so it is a first down for Hempstead. Montgomery drops back. They try and air it out again. They do. Throwing it to Collins in the end zone. It's incomplete. And you'll get another flag from 2 officials in the end zone. Collins couldn't get back to it.
And, you know, pass blocking looks good. He's got a nice little pocket in there. Zips it out. And you know what? It's not that the contact was all that bad. I think we saw Nick Lopez there really working his tail off to stay in the coverage. I think the problem for the official was his back was turned to the ball.
As a mere observer of the sport, no position tougher than corner, especially with the evolution of passing in football at every level. What a tough spot to be. Here's a throw right side to Parson. He can't hold on to it, and they rule it an incompletion.
I got to tell you, I love this game. I would hate to think about myself out there on that edge all alone, and, you know, and all the rules are going against you as well. Little change up right there, you know, and I think LaMarcus was a little bit concerned about the placement of that ball.
Clock continues to tick down past 2:20. Hempstead in the red zone, 2nd and 10. Montgomery drops back, throws a moon ball left side, back corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Another good throw and a great try by Zayden Lewis.
Holding Hempstead.
Hold on Hempstead will walk him back. 10 yards, under 2 minutes now.
Well, you know, I like what they're doing. I like that they're letting Seth play the game. They're letting him try out the game and work on his game. As you said earlier, you know, Kevin, when you and I are working together 2 years from now and Seth is a senior, I would not be shocked that he's throwing these back shoulder passes regularly. to his friends and having huge success with it. And we can say we were on the ground floor of this.
And it's important for those guys like Seiden Lewis, who will be here next year, to get the reps on the other end of it. Here's a run up the middle. Montgomery takes a shot, gets taken down around the 12-yard line. Massapequa tacklers relentless tonight.
Yeah, these guys play. You know, as much fun as it is to watch the Massapequa offense, and they've had a tremendous amount of success tonight, I'm really enjoying watching their defense and how it's been coached.
3rd down and 9 now. We're under a minute as the clock continues to run past 50 seconds in this playoff game, which we'll see Massapequa move on. Hempstead trying to finish strong, though. Montgomery drops back in the red zone, looks left, throws just out of reach of Amari Collins.
Nice little play right there. And you know what? Come on, Tigers. Let's get one more play in. We got 4th down. Let's get one more play in here. Finish this season off right.
20 seconds to go. This will be the final play of the night, most likely, regardless of the outcome for this Hempstead offense. Roll out right. Montgomery throwing, caught by Parson. Cuts it back and gets in for the touchdown. LaMarcus Parson, 2nd of the game in the final minute of the 4th quarter.
Great job of moving your feet around and staying with it. And you know what? Not everything is the way you want it to be. Really did a great job of working it out. And you know what, Kevin? Congratulations to the Tigers for getting here. But you know what? Also, obviously, congratulations to Massapequa. And you know what? The great sportsmanship they showed throughout this entire game.
Absolutely right. And for the Chiefs, it's another first-round win for them. They move to 9-0 overall on this season. Their undefeated year stays intact with a 35-20 win over the Hempstead Tigers here at Berner Middle School. Next week, they'll head to Hofstra for the 2nd round of the playoffs. You see Coach Ali and Coach Shippos with the shake at the end. And for Coach Kevin Shippos, he once again gets to play under the bright lights of Short Stadium at Hofstra University, where Massapequa's had a ton of success the last few years. Take a look back through this game, which was all Chiefs from the start. That opening touchdown, defensively, they were unbelievable, and they never looked back after that. Anthony Danello got the party started off the punch-out from Joe Brooks. And then it was Gargiulo to the house. Got 2 Andrew Petalino touchdowns in that first half. But Hempstead never went away. LaMarcus Parson punched in the first of his 2 touchdowns in that first half. And the Tigers will walk out of here with their season having ended, but a lot to work with. Another great job in the red zone for the touchdown, Amari Collins. And then the final play of the game, once again, it was LaMarcus Parson on the reception. 2nd passing touchdown of the game for Seth Montgomery, the sophomore quarterback, who is sure to be back in these big games for the rest of his career for Hempstead. That'll do it for us. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on tonight's broadcast from Berner Middle School. This has been a Varsity Media production. I'd like to thank our entire team before we check out. Executive producer Ben Turchin, technical director Becca Kazaks, camera operators for braving the cold, Peyton Brophy and AJ Neves. For myself, Kevin Buck, my partner Kevin Dolan, signing off. We appreciate you once again for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network.